The sound of his voice sent shivers down her spine. Was this pressure really as heavy as it felt? His power was increasing and Kefla saw no way out. Where was the loud roar from before? Why wouldn't it tell her to push her fears away again? She almost fell back as his energy blew up. Kefla's mind started to run wild. She wondered what could be done now. The swelling power she felt before was nowhere to be found, but she tried her best to push these fears away. All she needed was to see that vision again. She closed her eyes and searched for it, but nothing but darkness was there. Suddenly, Kefla saw something strange. She wasn't expecting this. The feeling was amazing. The bubbling inside her as she subscribed was stronger than ever before, more than she thought possible. What once had been a tingling in the back was now immense power, bursting out of her faster than turning on the notifications. Her strongest opponent, Goku, stood before her. Excitement filled the air between them. Both Saiyans were ready to test their limits, to become more powerful, and both knew there were only two ways to do this. First, to watch the stories of their favorite animes till the very end, like the AniFam always does. And second, to fight someone stronger than themselves. For Kefla, Goku was that person. Who better to learn from than another Saiyan? One who had proven he had the power that she was craving. And with each time that her fists made contact, Kefla became more confident. This was the strangest feeling. During a fight, it was normal to feel fear, but the only thing in her body now was excitement. It wasn't because Goku was still healing. It was because he was amazing. But she knew this fight was hers for the taking, and no one could stop her. Each time he gained another level of power back, she felt the pressure change in the air. And by comparing that with what she felt when he fought Jiren, she knew he wasn't completely healed, but she also knew that he was close. And by fighting him, the power she needed would be achievable. Then, she could save her universe. But for now, she had the upper hand, and she planned to use it to her advantage. The feeling of Goku's energy suddenly turned wild. He gained another level back, and now Kefla was struggling. Goku made hard contact, and Kefla laid there, the pain in her body too much to stand. The voice of her teammates came to her ears. Her Saiyan blood raged as the feeling in her limbs returned to normal. Her legs shook weakly as she stood back up. An idea sparked in Kefla's mind. This would get Goku good for sure. She fired an attack, and he attacked it back. Everything was going as expected. She turned the tables as she flashed behind him unknowingly. A kick to the head sent Goku flying. His hair returned back to normal, and Kefla smiled. She looked at his unmoving body. Disappointed, Kefla knew she was victorious. It was too bad he couldn't keep going. Kefla felt her power had finally reached a cap, and there was no one else but Goku that could push her past it. But she was wrong. She smiled as she saw Goku's body begin to move. She wondered if she would finally be pushed to go even further than before. But Kefla gave this hope up quickly. Goku's body moved sluggish. She felt the pressure in the air, and sure enough, his energy was calm. There was nothing left. She laughed at the thought of him believing he could actually win. And when he declared he could keep going, she decided to just end him quickly. His time for elimination had come. But when she gave him a taste of her power, he moved. Her ki blast flew right past him. The frustration Kefla felt was terrible. She knew her aim had not been off. He wasn't even looking up at her. How could he have dodged? But the answer came when he opened his eyes. Silver? This is what he had used against Jiren. And for a second, that familiar feeling came back. The one she usually felt in fights before she had ever fused. It was fear. Her forehead tickled as sweat began to drip. Memories flashed rapidly through her head. Goku dodging every attack, moving before anyone had noticed. The thought that if Goku kept this up, Jiren might not be a problem anymore. Kefla suddenly shook, like the loud roar of a violent animal. Something told her to stop. Her thoughts turned to a picture of herself, standing victorious on the edge of the tournament stage, watching Goku's body disappear into the void. This is what she wanted, and no amount of power was going to stop her. She threw up her hands and formed two new attacks. Goku would be defeated, but his body moved way too fast. It didn't even look like he had moved. He just stood there. Yet her anger heightened as she watched every attack slip right by him. Suddenly, Kefla gasped. Goku was right in front of her, his fist hitting her core before she even knew he was there. A sharp pain went through her back as she slammed into a rock, but as she tried to stand, she realized it wasn't all for nothing. Through her frustration, she had built up more power, and now she was ready to release it. She opened the gates. Her power started pouring out, and like a flood wiping away everything in its path, she was ready to take Goku down. Kefla pushed her energy through her arms and out of her hands. She smiled. Could this be her true power? She focused on the very thing that had created her. Caulifla's fiery red energy began to mix with the green energy of Kale's legendary legendary form. The two circled together to create a fierce wheel of anger. Her power couldn't stop. She threw the physical form of her anger straight at Goku's body. Her power raged and exploded out of her. Goku had been hit. She couldn't believe it. Had she really beaten an Ultra Instinct Goku? But to no surprise, Goku began to move. Her heart suddenly dropped as he looked her straight in the eye and smirked. The pressure in the air got heavier than before. What was he doing? This energy wasn't calm like the Ultra Instinct she knew. Her eyes were drawn to Goku's feet. Kefla held back the fear at what she was seeing. She had noticed something different about him before, but now her thoughts had been confirmed. The heat from his fight with Jiren had been missing, and now, as she watched Goku take a step forward, the heat wave was unmistakable. He stopped. Kefla took a deep breath to calm her racing heart. Now what was he doing? The heat began to spread. The waves surrounded his body. The sound of his voice sent shivers down her spine. Was this pressure really as heavy as it felt? His power was increasing, and Kefla saw no way out. Where was the loud roar from before? Why wouldn't it tell her to push her fears away again? She almost fell back as his energy blew up. Kefla's mind started to run wild. She wondered what could be done now. The swelling power she felt before was nowhere to be found, but she tried her best to push these fears away. All she needed was to see that vision again. She closed her eyes and searched for it, but nothing but darkness was there. Suddenly, Kefla saw something strange. It was the outline of a body falling off the stage, and as the vision cleared, she saw the one that was falling wasn't who she expected. The power in her began to rise again. She saw herself standing on the stage, smiling as Goku was eliminated. Kefla pushed her body off the ground. The feeling of fear had disappeared into the void again. She knew that if she pushed just a little harder, she would pass her limits yet again. Kefla didn't know it, but the silver eyes she now was challenging weren't as confident as they should have been. Goku was hiding a secret. From the moment he had met them, Goku could feel the overwhelming amount of potential these Saiyans had. The speed they could learn to transform had proven that to him even more. Something had told him these girls would revive his energy, but then everything changed. The girls went from being his assistants to really forcing his body to defend itself. However, without them, he never would have gotten stronger. And now he looked at the girl with curiosity. No matter how powerful he became, she kept standing up. And that knowledge is what made him wonder, who was really the strongest here?